Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to this must-see episode on the most must-see podcast here in the NJSSL. Welcome to the Cutting Redge. We are joined live by two of the top players in this league's NJSSL Football League. Please welcome my first guest. He is the former two-time champion in NJSSL football. He is a former zero-time champion, if I'm not mistaken, in NJSSL basketball. He's a zero-time champion in anything that isn't football, I'm pretty sure. So
true.
please welcome the one and only OTC of NJSSL, the original tribal commissioner, Ali Shah. Ali Shah, how are you doing, my man?
Good, bro. Happy to be back on the podcast. It's been a while.
It's good to have you back. You've been putting lots of effort in, flying every week in, week out to make sure that Motherland gets win after win after win. This week, you flew in. Motherland could not get the win. They couldn't even score a damn point. So we're going to get to that. Before you chime in on it, though, please welcome my second guest. He is a multi-time champion in basketball and football. No, maybe not football. Zero time in football.
European football.
Multiple basketball champion. Finally looking for his championship in football. He, with this win this past week, took his team to defeat the undefeated Motherland, taking their team to the number one spot. Please welcome Timeless Creations number one player, Zain Jaffery. Assalamu alaikum, ZJ. How are you, man?
Thanks for having me, bro. So it's nice to hear your intro live. Like this isn't a pre-cut or anything. He's doing this live, so it's very entertaining. It's like I'm at a live show.
Alhamdulillah, ZJ. I appreciate the love. ZJ, let's just get right into it, my friend. You took your team after being out last week and watching your team go down. You took this team to take out what everyone is calling the top team in the league, Motherland. I want you to talk about how you decimated Shah, how you made him look like absolute trash, because that was what I saw watching the game. Both Shah brothers were played like absolute trash. I want you to tell me about how you made that happen.
Well, honestly, Shah's a great quarterback, right? And I mean, the fact that he has two championships always surprises me sometimes because when we play in the regular season, this is usually the outcome of some of our games. If you look back at the Ram season, season, etc. But I mean, he's a two-time champ, so you can't really say anything to Shah, right? He gets the job done when it matters. No, we are looking forward to this game. Obviously, there's a lot of anticipation, not just from others, but from our teams as well. A lot of personalities that kind of have wins over each other. Being that we're the two stronger teams this season, we just wanted an appropriate challenge, I think. Unfortunately, Farhan wasn't there, so we weren't able to play their team at full strength, which I don't know if you want to say that puts an asterisk on it, but I mean, the two-time champion quarterback was replacing Farhan, so I don't know how much of a difference that makes. But no, it was a great game. Honestly, we didn't do the greatest offensively. It's honestly very hard to play quarterback without Shajanko being on your team because I got spoiled the first few games when he was running onto the field every single play, drawing things on his chest for the first game, and then he came prepared with the whiteboard thereafter, and it just makes things much easier. Motherland plays man defense, which is different than other teams, which obviously makes it a bit harder for you to find the open man at times. But yeah, overall, I think it was a good game. Low scoring, obviously. I think 13-0 is a bit. That doesn't really tell you how the game went because there was a pick six literally at the end of the game.
Sure.
But big shout out to Rayana Lidina for hitting big field goals. They're not easy to hit. So yeah, I mean, all in all, a great game, but that's the outcome we expected, and I'm just happy we were able to humble Motherland a little bit.
100%. Definitely each week, Motherland's, for lack of a better term, ego is just, getting higher and higher and higher. Nabil's messaging me on the side telling me all the sacks that they get on a regular basis. So, but that's good. Shah, what is your response to this?
I mean, everything he said was true, and I wouldn't say there's an asterisk on it. Like, yeah, Farhan was not there, but at the same time, like, I fully expected to come in and, play well. And I had arguably my worst game, like, as a quarterback. Part of that is a testament, like, to their defense. That was outstanding. Part of it was I flew in 5 a.m. Haven't taken a quarterback rep, like, since the Patriots, like, semifinal. So that goes to show like it's not easy to play quarterback in this league. So we'll get to that when we talk about like some of the other teams. But to quote
Some of
Brees
the
Hall
other
and the Jets,
quarterbacks.
huh?
When we talk about some of the other quarterbacks.
Yeah, we'll get to that stuff. But to quote Brees Hall and the Jets, and I think we kind of played like them this week. Like TC would like shoot themselves in the foot, and we would come back and shoot ourselves in the head. Like on the opening drive, had a wide open, receiver for a touchdown that dropped. Following drive on the field goal drive, we drop an easy pick. Second half, I drop an easy pick. So like we don't have anyone to blame, like but ourselves, but like also props to ZJ. Like he still hasn't scored an offensive touchdown on me in over 2 years, but we'll get. Uh, we don't have an excuse. I played horrible, and I take full accountability for my team losing on Saturday.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, I mean, I think one of the interesting things about the Motherland team is that Shah, the fact that you've flown in week after week from Seattle is very impressive, and it says a lot about your dedication to the league. I think initially I wasn't sure what your attendance status was going to be, and in my head, like any given week that there's either a Farhan or a Shah missing, I feel like Motherland dramatically becomes a much worse team, right? And so initially, if you remember, I actually had ranked you guys pretty low at like as I think fifth at the end of the season because I was under the impression you were not going to be there every week. But it turns out you did, and then of course, like the week you guys lose is when one of you guys is not there. Now one of the teams I do want to talk about was the team I actually had very high up, and they started off 0-2, but they're kind of making their way up the ranks now at 2-2 now. They're in third place. It's Ash Research Clinic. They won this past week over My Fin Journey. I believe the final score was 14-0. Shah, what are your thoughts on Ash Research Clinic as a team, and then if you have any thoughts on this game?
It comes down to one person, and his name like is Ali Bungush. Like the same situation last year on the Patriots. We started off slow. I also got him. We just went on a roll, won four in a row, like almost went to a final. Like the effect that he has on the game is insane. Like I think like one of his first few plays, like he caught a screen, ran for like 70-yard touchdown. He probably had a sack. Like he's a guy that does everything. And I always make the argument that I would take him over Buddy. Like just all
Mm.
around, I think he's a better player. And like if Ash has him, like they're going to be a tough team to knock out in the playoffs.
100%, 100%. And of note, like he was not there those first three games. They did win that first game. Like they went 1-2 without him. And now based off what you're saying, definitely they have a chance to basically if he shows up the rest of the season and playoffs, they have a chance to win it all. Which is why I had them as my number one. ZJ, what is your thoughts on Ash Research Clinic?
Yeah, I mean, as Shaw said, like I think Ali Bungish is the team's savior, not just from a record perspective, but just like from the perspective that we will not berate them as much as we likely would have if they didn't have Ali Bungish. Because, I mean, the first two games of the season, like they're very defeatable, right? They're not the greatest team without Ali Bungish. Ali Bungish brings that speed, that experience, and not to say that their players aren't good or not playing well. Honestly, I expect more from Taha. To be honest, I think the first two games, like he just doesn't throw the ball fast enough, and he does have open receivers. I think he's more inclined to running the ball at times. Like I remember the first few games in there was wide open, and I just tease him and be like, "Yo, do you miss me as quarterback yet? I would have found you." So we chuckled a little bit, but I mean, that was a seasoned quarterback. I would like to see him get rid of the ball quicker. The two touchdowns Ali Bunga scored were quick dump offs, right? Which I mean, obviously he scored on them, so great for him. But he's making the team look better than they actually are, I think. Um, Obviously, pulling flags against Ali Bunch is a very hard thing to do when he's spinning around like a ballerina, and he's very quick. So if teams can stop that, the short passes, then I think Ash Research will go back to looking the way they were early in the season, because it's very hard for them to get those longer passes off. I know Taha has it within him. I just don't know why he hasn't shown that ability more recently. But
You
yeah,
know, I was gonna chime in to say that last season Taha was probably one of Taha's better. Like he started off really strong last season on the Texans. This season looks like a totally different Taha. He just seems like he's not sure what he wants to do with the ball at any point. Probably because he has so many options, right? Like he obviously has excellent receivers. He obviously has legs that he can run with. But the biggest thing that I've noted for him is that he should already have a game. He should already know what he's going to do on a given play before he calls hike. But he seems like he's just figuring it out on the go, and I feel like that's where his struggle is coming
Yeah,
from.
they might not have a good offense. I don't know who's making up their plays, but I think I was watching the Motherland game, and they ran the same formation every single time, and it was like the worst formation to run against Motherland's defense. Like they were stacking three receivers on the shorter side of the field instead of the wider side of the field. So, and Motherland plays man. I think they switched to zone at a certain point in that game, but like their play calling was just atrocious. So maybe it's not all Taha's fault. I don't know who's calling the plays. I
Yeah,
assume it's Taha, so maybe it is his fault.
it should be Taha or Shubber, but knowing
Yeah.
that team is probably Yasser. Yeah. So that could explain that.
I would actually argue that he's probably been their top player this season. Like I think
Yeah,
he's
sir.
like tied at the top for sacks and
Yeah, he's
offensively,
keeping
like
Oh,
clean
he's
sheets.
that's
been
probably
giving
true.
him time. So I wouldn't say
Yeah,
he's the issue. And I also would say that there are some other guys who have like stepped up. Like I think last week you had like Zeus on the podcast. Like he's having probably like
Yeah,
his
he's
best
having a
season.
great season. He had a pick
And
six on Faham.
yeah, he had a pick
mm-hmm.
six on us, and like he played with us on the Patriots last year. Like he played well. So
Yeah,
like it's not that like they don't have the talent. Like they have the experienced quarterback. They have like Chubber, one as a captain, two as a top five player in the league. Like I don't know what the issue is, but when like because they have like Hagebangish back in the mix, like it's like it could be one of those teams where if they put it together, like watch out, like you
Yeah.
don't want to see them in the playoffs. But you know,
I think
there's
I
still a
think
lot
both
of
you
ways
guys
to
should not
go.
underestimate Ash Research Clinic. I believe in them. They've got Shubber. He's the face of the franchise. Let's move on to
Yeah, I
the
have a
other team.
question. Why do you keep saying that? I don't
I don't
understand.
know. I just feel like it's a good term for him.
I don't think it's staking,
I mean, it's not
unfortunately.
accurate, but like it's a good. He. Let me put it this way. I think he has the potential to be the face of the franchise. The
Yeah,
problem
that's
is,
fair.
he's just he's Shubber.
I guess who is the real face of the franchise, Shah? I think it's
Like probably Bungish in my book because you
yeah.
take them off the team and you look at the first 2 weeks that like that's what they look like. Like they did not score an offensive touchdown until they got him back. Like
Yeah, it's
That's true.
actually
that's
crazy.
like
That's
single,
true.
So
My face of the league is Irfan Zedi, as always. He holds us all together.
That's true.
yeah, he's a good
That's
guy.
true. He holds you together like dentures that
Yeah.
are keep your teeth keep. That's I don't know. Never mind. All right. Anyways, go. I can't do dental jokes. That's the boss's
But
line.
yeah, to your point,
Um,
Ash Research is a great team. They just need to pull it together and call better plays. I think we saw that this past week. We are playing them next week or this upcoming weekend. Unfortunately, half our team isn't going to be there. We're able to gather 9 people, so I mean, we'll see how that game goes. I know they were desperate for us not to forfeit, so they could get the point differential against us and potentially get the bye week. Um, so I really wish I was here to help prevent that from happening, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
See what happens. See what happens. So potentially Ash Research Clinic with an easy win next week. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other team, My Fin Journey. What is their constant struggle, and who's going to fix it? Who is there to fix it? CJ, who can possibly fix that team?
Only God can help them at this point. They should just pull out the musalla, stay on
I
it
think
all night.
I think that the name My Fin Journey is very appropriate for this team
I do
because
want to say
this
one
is their
thing
final journey.
about my Finn. I think it shows that Vali is very dependent on my younger brother Maddie, because I think Maddie helped Vali look good. Because I mean, Maddie had a 90-yard touchdown first week. He's been performing well. I think Vali had like a 40-yard touchdown against our team when we weren't there, which was unfortunate, but. I think Maddie's still shining and Buddy's starting to dim out a little bit. So I don't know what's going on with him in his personal life. Maybe like he went through a recent breakup or something. But I think Buddy needs to pick up the slack.
Shah, thoughts?
I mean, where do I start with this team? Like, I was high on them personnel wise because I played with a ton of the people on the offensive line, like Chevy Boy. I played with, I've won a championship with. It's a boss, so I know it's not the line. I won a ring with Yafa, like Hamid Buddy, so I know it's not that. And credit to like Shazan, like he played horrible week one, and as the captain, he stepped up and he pretty much said, "I'm not playing quarterback anymore. I'll hand it off to Fardine, who's actually impressed me. Like considering it's his first season, like he's played actually like pretty well. But at the end of the day, like even when you think about like the Falcons, and I know you played on that team, they're playing like they're talking like they're the best team of all time. They scored on a like they did not score an offensive point in that championship. Like they won because of a safety. So
Yeah.
and for the
I
record,
forget
we
that
like the
sometimes.
and like for the record, like the Patriots also like smacked the Falcons, but that's for like kind of another day. When it comes down to it, like if you have Shazan like Hannibali in like a high role, for example, like AHK, for soccer, that's not ever going to work. Like I knew that it would not work in football either. And like the thing with Hannibali is that I think the league has kind of like figured him out. Like I don't think he's a first round caliber like player. Like I actually like think that because like he just hasn't shown up this season. He hasn't played up to his potential. Uh, like honestly, as Zen said, like he needs Mehdi, he needs me, like he needs like a right hand man because
Yeah.
otherwise he's just like a tribal chief like with no tribe. That's what he is.
There you go. He's basically solo.
But he does bring
But
good vibes though. But I mean, my fan like for Dean, credit to him, he stepped up. I mean, first season in NJSL, if I'm not mistaken.
He's
I
played really
think
well for
Shazan's
us.
found his role on his team as well. That first week was hard to watch, but I'm glad they've changed things up. Um, I mean, they had like sometimes we forget they have Yafa who only has 2 catches so far in the season, which I
Which I
don't
don't
know
understand.
that's crazy.
whose fault that is. I don't know if he's not getting open, if he's getting clamped up this
Even
season.
if he's
Maybe he's
not
lost a
open,
step.
you still throw to Yafa. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would trust
He'll
him. Like
find a way to get the ball.
like throw him the ball. That's
The issue is
that's
that
especially
Professor always screams every single play, so Ferdine tends to get distracted. I'm sure. So, I mean, Prof, if you're watching this, maybe just like let your other teammates get a shot, um, because I've seen Ferdine listen to you and it doesn't go too well. But that's for another day.
All right. Well, my journey definitely still has a lot of long ways to go before they figure it out.
cool.
I definitely props to Fardine for being a new quarterback in the league. Let's talk about the other team that has a new quarterback in the league and finally had the return of their number one pick overall. Let's talk about SNS Motorsports. They won this past week over Advanced Dental Clinic. I believe the final score was 10-7 or 10-3 or something like that. And a huge kick return for a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, by
Mm-hmm.
their number one returning player, Hussein Abedi. I guess before we talk about Hussein, let's talk about, just to kind of keep it consistent with the quarterbacks, Shiraz Rizvi. Shah, what is your thoughts on Shiraz this past season?
Yeah, I think. I mean, as I said, like first time quarterback, he's played like extremely well. Even like a week one, like you could tell that this is not his first time playing in a flag league, and at quarterback, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's pretty evident. So like props to him. He's playing well. They do have other options like a ZM. Hossein played quarterback, last season. So offensively, like that, like their output hasn't been there because you take away that Hossein touchdown, which honestly, some people could argue like there was a whistle, it should have been dead, so it may
No,
not
that's
have been a
NQ's
touchdown.
propaganda. That's NQ propaganda. We don't listen to that.
That's what I've heard. Like I didn't see the play,
That's NQ
but
propaganda.
I'm talking just offensively. They did not score a touchdown, or like I think they scored a field goal, but like touchdowns are what win in this league, and I've yet to see that. But I don't think that's like Shiraz's fault. Like he's played extremely well, and now that he'll have a sand back, they'll have some more chemistry. I think like they'll be fine. But I don't like if it comes down to like him and Thomas at full strength. I think Thomas will smack him every single time. So that's all I have to say about that.
I think you would too, Motherland.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
think you would too.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll see.
But
I mean, I
Shiraz
think
has been doing great. To be honest, as a first year quarterback,
it's not his fault.
it's not easy to play quarterback either. When we played them first week, they didn't have Hussein Ertaza or I think Zain
Any
Mumtaz
of
and
their
stuff.
guys.
And obviously, it's tough when you don't have those players. But I mean, he still did well. I think last game he threw a touchdown pass that got called back because of a hold, and it was a very good touchdown pass. And he was amped up, and unfortunately, it got called back for holding. So I felt bad for him. But yeah, I mean, overall, he's playing great. They just need to figure out their plays to get Hussein open, I guess. I think Maddie did play a pretty good defense on his end too. So I don't know. I think he had a couple targets, if I'm not mistaken. But that, to your point earlier, that kickoff return for touchdown was like a story written from the NJSSL gods because obviously he just got married. His wife and family are there in the stands, and literally the first play of the game, he runs it back for touchdown. So don't listen to NQ and his propaganda. He's learning from a certain state. We don't want to kind of encourage that here. Give kudos where it's due.
NQ's got to watch out before he gets DQ'd.
Yeah.
The next question is Jose, what was it? SNS Motorsport. So if you think about them at full, if you think about Shiraz having 4 potential targets, the 3 Mumtazes and Hussein Abadi.
We're not counting Zohaib in this, please. We're not counting Zohaib as a target. Let's be honest.
I was thinking the same thing, but Zahib's cute, so I'll give it to him.
Zahib, you can't disrespect Zahib. He's made a name for himself. Over the last few seasons.
He's a great video reporter too, by the way. Great commentator.
What's that?
He's a great commentator behind the camera when he's recording.
He is. He's one of those guys that needs to also watch his mouth though, before he gets everyone in trouble.
Yeah.
And also there needs to be more flags thrown out for all the language that you can hear on camera.
Yes.
So guys that are reffing this game, or guys that are able to tell the refs what to do, tell them to throw some flags for all the foul language. And I feel like Nathan needs to be put in timeout in addition to he just needs to be ejected from the game at some point.
We gotta figure something out though.
Goodness gracious.
It is a real problem in the league. We gotta figure something out.
Yeah. So inshallah, hopefully the NJSSL leadership will be able to take care of that. What's the other team? Oh, Advanced Dental Clinic. I mean, I think we've already kind of know what we're gonna say about them. But Shah, how does this team look to you as we get closer to playoffs?
Straight clown circus. The fact that they even won week 1 is a travesty. I think that's a testament to how horrible Ash played week 1 more than SNS played well. Outside of outside of Mandy, you have a 2-time wide receiver of the year Qasim, and I've only come 2 weeks, so I don't know what the full stats are. He hasn't played up to that wide receiver of the year standard. NQ, we knew entering the season there was a little bit of a quarterback, why did he not take certain people, let alone me, he passed on an Adi and a ZM who are good quarterback experience. And the fact that they have On and Adil, when you have 2 quarterbacks, you have 0, and to his credit, Adil has played well, but I mean NQ picked all vibes team, and they're having fun while as they get destroyed. So, I mean, hope they're happy.
Oh man, ZJ, what do you got to say about NQ and his team?
I mean, yeah, like Shah said, without a tenured quarterback, I think Adil played great on the Chiefs. He's had some really good throws this season as well. But I mean, it's tough when you're playing against 2 or 3 people rushing you. Their line isn't the strongest either, so it's not entirely the quarterback's fault. They're unable to give the quarterback enough time for their receivers to run their routes, and then when they do run their routes, they're a little too far for a pass. so I think, yeah, first week, I think even second week, third week, fourth, every single week besides probably last week, all of their plays were short plays. And so when we played against them, when you watch the film, they have 4 plays, and we read every single one every single time. So it's not very difficult to know what they're going to do. I think seeing Qasim as quarterback for the first time was refreshing because they were actually moved. What was that?
He didn't play that bad, to be honest, for a first-time quarterback.
Yeah, he played really good. As a first-time quarterback, he played better than his older or younger brother. I don't know what Taha is. I think younger than him.
Younger.
He's just way taller than him, so I get confused. But yeah, I was telling Taha, that he should take notes from Qasim because Qasim was getting the ball out. He was running appropriately. He was looking to pass. He was finding his open receivers, and he didn't make any mistakes. I don't think he even threw a pick, which I can't even do in a game. So, kudos to Qasim.
They have a boss on the team too, a boss uh, like Hatani, and it kind of pains me how he's used because like when he was on my team, like he would get like 10 touches a game, and he's getting I don't think he had a target last week, and like he's texting me after every game like Yo Shah, like yo trade for me, you know, I miss you. And the other thing is like I don't know if they're just like too unserious, but with this new hash rule, like their receivers are on like the other side of the field. So you're asking your quarterback, who already is pretty limited, to make like a 50-yard throw to the other sideline when the ball's all the way over here because your receiver like is so far like lined up to the left. Like the small things like that, where like I don't know how people have not called it out yet, but again,
Yeah.
and you picked like an IDF-esque team, so I don't know what to say.
Well, it seems like they are going to try really hard to try and you know care a little bit for
That
this
makes me
last couple
happy
weeks.
too. Reg, one more thing about this team.
Go ahead.
Obviously, he made the wrong decision to not draft Shahrukh or a quarterback first round. Yeah, I mean, it could have been Mehdi and Shahrukh, right? And when Shahrukh announced that he's going on a Euro tour and missing the playoffs, NQ was so ecstatic because Shahrukh validated his draft, even though we all know that his draft is still atrocious, right? Gee, that's why I didn't pick him. I knew he wouldn't be here. But I'm just happy that they've continued to suck, even regardless of the fact. So I just want NQ to know that.
NQ, I hope it sounds like this podcast is very much dedicated to you, my man. So next time, just
He tries his
don't
best.
draft
He
dumb
comes to
guys.
the games with his white cap. He looks good. He brings the vibes. I'm hoping that he gets some wins too soon.
Inshallah, inshallah. Well, we'll see what week 5 has to offer us. This is the last week coming up of the regular
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we already talked about the timeless game against against Ash Research Clinic, right? Next week.
Yeah.
We said that Ash. Well, I have Ash Research Clinic. Shah, who'd you have for that?
You're asking like who do I have in that game?
Yeah.
I mean, Timeless is all out, so Ash they should win.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but again, like it is still hard to score points in this league. Like it's not easy to win in this league at all.
Yeah.
Ash has the advantage. If I were to bet, I'd pick them. But again, like it's not out of the realm of possibility that they completely just like crap the bed like they did in week 1. So
Yeah. We'll see
like
what happens.
it's a mid off, so I don't care who wins.
Who's Motherland against next week?
We are playing SNS with Sen's team.
All right, fair enough.
That's gonna be a
ZJ,
good game.
SNS and Motherland. Who you got?
Honestly, do you have your full team?
I'm not coming, and yeah, I mean, I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm out.
Honestly, I think this is a statement game for SNS, being that they're full staffed and Shah's not going to be there for Motherland. This is going to test Motherland and SNS, I think, equally, to be honest. SNS, I feel like, should win, considering the talent that they have, and Motherland not having Shah. I don't know if you'll have Farhan either. Is Farhan back?
He should be back.
Okay, so if Farhan's back, then Farhan's a great quarterback because he buys time, and teams that play zone against a quarterback who's really good at buying time are going to get destroyed. Um, but they do have Hussein on defense, so I mean we'll see what happens. It should be a good game. I think SNS should take it. I don't really have a favorite, to be honest, of who I think is going to win. With regards to though Ash and Timeless, if Timeless is able to pull flags and not allow short gain plays to turn into touchdowns, I don't think Ash is going to.
We'll see what Ali Bungish has to say about that.
Yeah, that's literally who I'm scared of because I know Zainair is going to be open, but Taha's not going to throw it to him, so I'm not really worried about that.
Fair enough. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to still give the win to Motherland because I don't think that even despite all the talent that SNS is going to have if they have a full squad this week, I don't think that they're going to be able to handle the Motherland defensive line and pass rush, and I just don't think Shraz is going to have the time to make like perfect, solid throws. So I think that's where it's going to be tough, given that Motherland does have probably the strongest pass rush in the league this season.
Yeah, it'll be a good test for Shiraz, I think.
For sure, for sure. And then moving on to the last game, it's going to be who is it? My Fin Journey, and then what? Advanced Dental.
Yeah.
Who?
Battle of the bots.
That's. I guess that we do we even have to talk about that game? I mean, it's pretty irrelevant.
No, it should be a fun game, honestly. I think if you're going to watch, you should go watch that game. It should be fun.
I don't even know who I'd be rooting for. Shah, who do you have for that game?
Uh, I mean, they should have Ali back this week. I know, like from like because I'm so close to him, like personally, he will want to pad his stats because his stats as of 4 weeks are not, like all that good. So he's gonna have 20 touches. He's gonna, pad it so this season does not look that bad. He is capable of carrying them like against a team like this. If there were to be a game that like ends up in a shootout, which in this league has not happened, it could be this game because it's like you know two offenses who have playmakers and two teams on defense who can pull flags. So.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Zita?
basically, if Buddy loses, I think it solidifies the fact that he's dependent on Mehdi. And I know he doesn't want that to be out there, so I know he's gonna give it his all. So he come with his bucket hat and his leggings,
He
his
might get a
very
tattoo
tight
on
leggings.
this week too for good luck. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a tattoo on various parts of his body for some reason. But I do think that Mehdi and his team should take the cake here, especially if they play good defense. I think. I mean, I don't know who's playing quarterback, but if Adil's back, I have full confidence in Adil to get the win against my
In
team.
this game, I don't even think like whoever the quarterback is matters. It's just a matter of like playmakers against playmakers. Like it'll be MJF against Monday, which is a pretty fun show to watch.
It could be as simple as that, but it could also be like who is going to make less mistakes. And I feel like the team that makes less mistakes is going to win. Like one of these teams is definitely like both of these teams are going to definitely do some dumb things, and there's going to be some bad plays and some and I think that that's going to make the difference. I'm gonna give this one to Mady J and the Advanced Dental Clinic. Let's see what they're able to do, but I think that they're going to be the team to make less mistakes against MyFin because that's what MyFin likes to do, make mistakes. Good stuff, guys. All right, any final thoughts, Zeej? What final thoughts in terms of who you think is going to go home with the MVP trophy this year?
Oof, MVP trophy. Honestly, with a 5-game season, it's so hard, right? Because like, if people miss one game, that's missing 20% of games.
100%.
Like honestly, Mohsen Bungish from our team has been super clutch, so I'm gonna give it to him. He had back-to-back games with pick sixes. He's super clutch in pulling flags. I mean, we're ranked one right now before this last game, where we don't even have our team. We have the highest point differential for a reason. No one's really scored on us besides Wadi and Myfin, and I blame Shahrukh entirely for that. He should cry himself to sleep every night, knowing that he lost to Shizan and Wadi. And I'll be sure to remind him of that loss for the rest of his life. But other than that, yeah, like Mohsen Bungish does everything for us, like offensively and defensively. So I don't think his name should be out of the race. Other than that, like I can't like Farhan obviously has been doing amazing as quarterback. So from a quarterback perspective, I think he had a couple pick sixes against Myfin. I mean, everyone on the team basically had an interception against Myfin game one from Motherland's perspective. So like those two names stick out to me. Depending on how many touchdowns Ali Bungish scores this upcoming week, maybe he's in the race, right? After just 2 games, but
Very true.
I think 40% of games is maybe not enough to win MVP. But if they get the first seed and the bye, like who knows? I don't know how it works, but
That's true. That's true. Shah, what about you? Who are your top 3 guys for MVP trophy this year?
Uh, I would say Farhan for sure, and that's not me like saying that just because he's on my team. Because if you look at the stats, like he both on offense, like and on defense, he's killing it. And when you think of MVP, you could also look at it from the perspective of if you take this player off the team, how do you look? And we saw
Mm-hmm.
how it looked last week, and it was not good. So,
Yeah.
that's why I would pick him. But as ZJ said, like if you look at Mohsen, like, or like even like Alibay, like these guys could change that, could like flip the game on its head, like every time they're on the field. So those would also be my other two. There's not, like, as opposed to like previous years, there's not that like clear cut like favorite this year, because
Yeah.
like the typical guys, like, like a Mehdi, like Horovali, like they're not playing up to their standard. I would even put Zen in the conversation, for top three, just because he does have his team, you know,
Hmm.
at the top seed right now. But I think it'll be close. I think ultimately it will come down to Zen versus Farhan, and I think this week it's gonna be telling. The fact that Zan's not here will probably kill his chances, so that's why I'm picking Farhan.
That's very fair. I think I agree with that. I think Zen, aka ZJ, Farhan, Ehsan, and the third name I'm gonna throw in there, Misam Zedi. I think he's probably played the best he's ever played, and he's gotten a couple of pick
You
sixes.
can
He
get
picked six
Okoye.
Farhan, I believe. So I think he's definitely a top guy, and he's made some huge catches. He's probably their top receiver too on Ash Research. Prior to like the return of Ali Bungish. So I mean, I would say he's right up there. So we'll see what happens. When it comes time for voting, when it comes time to the end of it, we could see Ash Research as the number one seed potentially. So we'll see. I think so. We'll see what happens with that. But until then, guys, inshallah, we're gonna have a great week 5 of NJSL football. It's been a wonderful season so far. We're excited to see it, come to fruition, and we're excited for playoffs. Keep up the great work to both of you guys, and best of luck this week to both of your respective teams.
Thank you, Reg.
I do want to say, Red, just like
Go for it.
the impact that like you have on this league, like I don't think people like give you like enough credit, because it's always, oh, Red said this, I'm gonna take it personally, I'm gonna go show him on the field, like et cetera, et cetera. Like, you are the glue to what keeps this, like, just imagine like a hamster wheel, and like it keeps on spinning. Because from like a perspective of like an organizer, like the worst thing you want is for people to get complacent, or, oh, like this has been like 4 years, and now, oh, like it's time for like a new season, it's not as fun anymore, it's like it's kind of boring. Having you keeps that flavor in the league, and I hope you understand that, like, if we were to give like an award for whatever like the glue of the league is,
Rodriguez.
that would be you every single season. So
Yeah,
just from
honestly,
like a
like
perspective of organizer, bro, like you are a key part of this league, and I thank you for all that you do.
yeah, and I
Thank
and
you.
I like to piggyback on what Shah was saying. I think in the basketball season, we limit ourselves to security camera footage, and we didn't have Cutting Redge, and the combination of those two really killed the aura of the league, I would say. So to have
Yeah.
both handheld video recordings with live commentary, in
Mm-hmm.
addition to Cutting Redge, honestly has brought the soul back to NGSSL. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks to both of you guys for the very, very kind words. It definitely feels good to be back. It feels good to have the podcast going again. And like I think you hit it on the head, ZJ. I think very much like having good video footage makes it easier for me to do my job, and therefore
Mm-hmm.
makes it so that Cutting Edge is doable. And that wasn't there when basketball was going on, and that's why that kind of died out. But
I do have a proposal, Rez, if you want to hear me out.
what'd you say?
I have a proposal
He
for
wants
you.
to propose to you.
Oh, sure.
I want to propose to you.
I accept.
So
I
when
do.
the new Astana is built, and inshallah
I
when we
don't anymore. I
have like
don't
the
anymore.
banquet there, but whenever that may be, we want to have a live Cutting Reg podcast in front of the audience at the new AZ.
Oh yeah, it's a great
That's on
idea.
my mind. So
It's a great idea. Honestly, we should do something like that now. It's just it's the technicalities of making it work. I get yelled at to do Cutting Reg, given I have like a 1 month old upstairs. Like like oh yeah, it's hard. It's
and
hard
he's
to
a
kind
doctor too,
of
guys, and he's putting in the time.
work. But yeah, so there you go. So it's just a matter of technicalities, but we'll make it happen one way or another, inshallah.
Inshallah.
But until then, inshallah, keep up the great work, guys. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. Best of luck, and for all of you watching at home, keep up your great work. Keep up your support for the NJSSL and your support for the Cutting Reg. And inshallah, we'll see you guys next week. Until then, have a great day.